All right, gang. James Gardner here, the hero within, finding you on a Sunday. Wherever this catches you, live on the replay, I'm going to be here for a while, just hanging out. Why, you ask? Well, because it's flippin' Sunday. I don't know. I kind of had this thought of doing a ramblings of a mad scientist here live on Facebook. And just getting on here. It's a rainy day here in Vancouver, in White Rock, BC. And I know it's a long weekend. However, the mad scientist is diligently working. But I wanted to take a few moments break and play a little bit. So what is Ramblings of a Mad Scientist? Well, it's stream of consciousness, right? It's whatever lands for me, whatever's dropping in the moment. For anyone that checks on here during the live and has a question, because I know I get a lot of questions. I'd love to kind of break open some discussions live and see if we can't have some fun, some insights, maybe some aha moments and moments of self-reflection. Mad scientist, because I am a dreamer and a schemer and an architect. And I mean, if you saw my desk, literally there's papers everywhere, controlled chaos, mind you, papers everywhere, Post-it notes, intentions of the day. I got my plant-based smoothie here. I got my book, my journal, my whiteboards, getting ready to dive into another writing session today for the book. We're getting close to the pass off for Going All In with Love. So speaking of book, very big news. My chapter came out in Linda Breedlove's Live with Purpose, her Rebel series. Amazing to actually hold something that I contributed to. So very blessed, very honored for that. And just very serendipitous, very well, let's talk about that actually. How things happen. How do things happen in life? Is there a fucking magic wand? Is there a universal design? Do we have to force fate? How do things happen? And this is an example. So Linda's someone who when I lived on the island in Vancouver Island, as many of us do, we follow each other social media. We don't really know the person. We know of the person and what they're doing. And I saw this woman who wrote a book, and I was like, oh, cool. She lives in Qualicum, where I'm from. And I'm like, oh, great. And so thought nothing of it, and just proceeded about my business, commenting, here and there on some posts. And I was in Parksville. I was in Serious Coffee having a potential business meeting with another client of mine who I ended up just finishing a 6-month contract with, which was amazing. And we're talking, and I saw this woman walk in. She took a few steps, sat down, and she's over there. And I'm like, wait a minute, she looks familiar. I don't know who that was or who that is. So I asked when I was meeting my colleague, and so when we're out, I was because they said hi to each other. They knew each other, of course, small town, everyone knows each other. That's another story. And so when we were leaving, we got outside, and I was talking to my client, my client to be, and I said, "Oh, hey, you said hi to that woman. Who is that?" And she told me, "Oh, that's Linda Breedlove." It's like, oh my God. Okay. So I marched back in there. I said, I got nothing to lose. I walked up and just introduced myself to her. She was like, oh my God. And the reason why is literally 2-3 days prior, I was in the lobby of my condo building, and I'm standing there waiting for the elevator, and there's a book sitting on the stand there. And I don't know what it is, but people put free shit out all the time. And it was Linda's book. It was one Rebel with a Purpose, or I don't know. It was one of her. She's got This is her third book. It was maybe her first or second book. Anyway, it's like, oh, and then here I was 2-3 days later now talking to Linda. So we hit it off. Come to find out, she was looking for some insights, some advice, some coaching. And we hit it off, and we decided to work for each other, right? Work together, as a partnership. And I spent some time with Linda. I don't know how long. I think we worked together for 3 months, maybe, just helping her with some stuff with her brand and so forth. And then I don't know. I moved here, and months later, she's reaching out to me, asking me to be a contributor in the book. And I was like, oh my God, well, I'm actually writing a book, as she knew. And I contributed. I wrote a chapter. I was in the zone, and my chapter, which is titled "Ode to Joy," is awesome. I mean, it's fun. It's charming. It's deep. It's thought-provoking, playful. And, if you are looking for a little insight into my book, what my big book is going to be about, in a sense of who James is as an author and a writer, I would suggest that you check out Live with Purpose. And I'll put it on the comments. You can support me. You can support Linda for sure. And there's multiple ways to get your hands on this bad boy. Anyway, the point is the universe opens doors always. Sometimes our eyes aren't open to see them, right? Sometimes we're not clear. Clarity is the DNA of mastery. Sometimes we're not clear. Sometimes we're just not ready. However, when we do the work and when we align, it's flippin' magical. And this is an example of now how I have something that I feel a sense of contribution and service to for this book, and aid me on my journey with my book and the work that I do in the world. So very blessed. The reason why this happened is as simple as I got my shit together. I knew what I wanted. I'm in a complete alignment. I walk in my truth. I took a risk. Talk about that all the time. I walked up. I knew she wouldn't know me, right? We just follow each other on Facebook, right? Took a risk. Spoke from the heart, and a connection developed, and a partnership developed. And now I'm an author. So gratitude for the universe. So remember that. All right. Next up. This is what I want. I've been waiting to talk about this. Everyone that knows me knows how much I love music. Oh yeah. You have to pardon me if I have some green shit in my teeth. It's one of the comes with the territory, I suppose. My shake. Okay, music today, gang. Iron Maiden. Yes, up the irons. Iron Maiden dropped their latest album, Shensu. I think that I'm pronouncing it right. Shensu. Can we just talk Iron Maiden for a minute? Can I get a hell yeah from anybody who's watching this? I know Iron Maiden's been, you can go into some generic t-shirt company and get Iron Maiden on there because the young people think it's cool to wear an Iron Maiden shirt, even though they don't know Iron Maiden necessarily. However, this band is, and forever shall be a pioneer in the rock world. I mean, this band has been putting out consistent riffs, epic tunes, the gallop. I mean, the gallop is what makes Maiden, right? Steve Harris's bass line thumping away. And if you know Maiden and you know Wasted Years and The Trooper and Running to the Hills and this and that and everything else, you know what I'm talking about when I talk The Gallop. This latest album is unbelievable. I don't even know how old these flipping guys are. Steve Harris is, Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer, has to be in his 60s, for God's sakes. And this is the thing. And I'm gonna go out in the skinny branches, put my balls out there. There's a lot of older bands out there, like when the Stones, for example, and some of these other bands are out there with one foot in the grave, trying to rock. It's a joke, in my opinion. It's a joke. There's popcorn, bubblegum, and then there's music, and there's stewardship of an instrument, and there's not settling. And so, my hat's off to a lot of these bands that continue to put out just epic tunes, one after the other, and some of them deviate, some of them experiment, some of them change their sound a little bit. That's progressive rock. I get that, and I have no problem with that, and some stick to their guns and they put out quality flipping tunes. So Shensu is an album. I spun it now once straight through, and right away I immediately said, okay, this is their greatest album since 2000's Brave New World, which is 21 years ago. Brave New World kind of marked their resurgence back into the rock world. Adrian Smith kind of rejoined the band after a hiatus, and that album was epic. This one, same, and the other albums in between were good. The other albums in between were standard Maiden-esque quality albums. However, I think this one's going to really be one of their masterpieces. James is saying it. So, yeah, music. Love music. Next month, Dream Theater drops their new album. I got Dream Theater tattooed on me. You guys know I'm a huge Dream Theater fan. These guys, 4 of them all went to Berkeley. College of Music in Boston, which is where I'm from, New England. These guys are all aficionados in their field. Probably, you could argue, one of the best drummers, bassist, guitarist, and keyboardists on the planet. I don't care if you like them or not. That they are held up in that regards in the progressive rock world. So. Dream Theater is dropping their latest album. I'll be riffing on that for sure. James Labrie rocking down the vocals as always. All right. What else? Yeah. Little Jimmy loves movies, as you guys know. And last night I watched half. I only got through half of it because I had to get my shut eye. I watched half of Val Kilmer's documentary. It was on, I have it on Amazon Prime. I think it may be on Netflix too. I don't know. I saw Hugh Jackman did a post about it the other day, saying how deeply it moved him and affected him. And I have to say, it was quite moving, or it is quite moving. I'm halfway through it. It's quite moving piece of filmmaking. And Val Kilmer he's a throwback. He's a throwback to the days of being an artist, not just an actor, but an artist of the way he or she shows up in life. And it was great to see some things I knew about him, being, I think, the youngest applicant or ever submitted or admitted to Juilliard. I knew he was in Juilliard. It's great when they open it, you get to see all the old behind the scenes footage of Top Gun. Holy shit. With Hollywood and Iceman and Wolf. Was it Wolf? Wolfman? Iceman, Wolfman. Yeah, Slider. Fuck these guys. Oh, it was awesome. It was really great to see, and then they had some amazing footage behind the scenes at Juilliard with a young Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon. Oh, it was awesome. Anyway, Val is, he's a unique individual. And, obviously life has dealt him some blows with his health. And yet he's showing up every day, doing what he's called to do. And I think that that's what we all can do. We all need to. We need to. It's not we want or I must. We must. Well, it is I must. We need to show up and honor what we're called to do, no matter what. And his case, obviously, with throat cancer and so forth, it threw him a curveball. But he's still standing at the plate every day. So I look forward to continuing that journey tonight with Val. And it's funny, I actually just did a scene with him in my book, I don't know, beginning of this week, because I'm re-editing some of the LA arena. And I did have I had a very small interaction with Val at the restaurant that I was working at, that I was managing at, called Bridge Restaurant in LA, which is basically right across the street from Koi Restaurant, which is a famous hotspot and owned by the same owner. So, he had a photo shoot, and he came in with his hat on, his big fedora, and we were upstairs getting him all situated, and we had a little discussion. I'll leave that for the book. Little teaser, Val and I, and it was just kind of a nice, again, serendipitous moment to come back around to that. What I was talking earlier, here I was beginning of the week writing about Val. Then I stumbled across Hugh Jackman's post, his video about the documentary, and here I am last night, getting through it and enjoying it. So, mad love to Val Kilmer. Mad love to those that have the courage to step up to the plate. Movies. I also watched. I had a little brain fart there. I also watched. What did I watch? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Finally. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I loved it. I think Tarantino can polarize some film goers. I loved it. I thought Pitt and DiCaprio were absolutely amazing with their roles. I mean, everyone was great. Everyone was spot on in it. It was great to go back to that time period. I've always been drawn to the golden era and the classic age of Hollywood, that kind of 50s to early 70s time frame in Hollywood. And I mean, come on, Brad Pitt's performance of Cliff Booth. I mean, you got to love it. I mean, who doesn't love a character like that? Unbelievable. Totally related to that. totally related to the inner child in me, showing up on set, what that's like, and the energy and all the moving pieces. I think that's still probably my true playground. There's, I think for all of us, we have a Disneyland, whatever that is to each of us. For me, my Disneyland is being on a film set. Yep, that's it for sure. And it was great to kind of see that and see the old style film set, kind of myth. So it was great. I enjoyed it. I can't say that I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I don't run out and see his movies. I think that was movie 9, and I probably watched 7 of the 9. I enjoy every one of his films. It doesn't necessarily happen to be my wheelhouse, so to speak. For me, it's Terrence Malick, the director Terrence Malick. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He truly polarizes people. You either go all in and you love Malick and you're along for this poetic, mystical, romantic stream of conscious escape, or your hands are up in the air wondering what the hell is going on. I mean, it's literally one or the other. Thankfully for me, it's on that side of the spectrum. But Malick does it for me. I just love the blend of symphony. Yeah. And that's how I show up. I talked about, for me, it's what I've learned over the last 4 years is this symphonic way of showing up each and every day. Life isn't one note. And I think many of us fall victim to one note Charlie syndrome, right? We've heard terms like monotony, the same old, rise, shine, repeat, and then one day bleeds into the next. And I think, that happens to deflate a lot of people's units of happiness, if you will. And for me, the real love of life is a true sensory experience. That's what Malick does in his films. That's the way that I try to show up. I have some music playing now, but I truly feel that I live in a movie every day. I have a score playing. There's moments of introspection. There's moments where my internal thoughts take over voiceover, right? There's moments of conflict. There's moments of interaction. There's moments of elevation. There's moments of self-questioning, moments of laughter, and everything paints a picture. Everything comes into this tapestry. So in a Malick film, for example, you have the earth and the sky and the sound and the air and the visual cues of everything around the character. That is a character unto itself. You have a score that brilliantly accompanies that, kind of eliciting this depth of emotion. You have characters that are expressing their joy, their happiness, their fear, their desires, while perhaps their interior or internal dialogue is is saying something different. And it's just a great escape for me. And, life is that. Life is not a one-note Charlie screenplay. Life is magnificent. Life is, it's like a Christmas tree on Christmas morning. Come on. It's everywhere you look, there's colored lights. If you choose to look out your window, if you choose to take a moment, breathe in the air of possibility. That air is all throughout my book. That air is what keeps me going. We all, I can fire myself up and I can be hell-bent 3 ways to Sunday to kick some fucking ass sometimes. And there's days where, I trip on my own shadow. No different than any of you. And that air of possibility is always a sweet scent. I can taste it. I can smell it, that it's there. The what if. And that's really what life is, because really on the other side of what if is your next sequel. And you just make these series of beautiful little moments together. And before you know it, you're living an Oscar-winning life. So there's some rabbit hole nonsense on movies. Tied in some motivation there, some inspiration, maybe some thoughts. I don't know. This is good. I put a little extra avocado in today. I needed some healthy essential fatty acids to get through that blood-brain barrier. You know what I mean? It's your basic, Normie, it's your basic plant-based smoothie with some avocado, whack of spinach, some carrot, frozen fruit, some spirulina, broccoli, a little celery. I was all out of beets today, unfortunately, but hence the green. But what are you going to do? Still does the body good. Does the body good. What did I learn this week? I want to share something with you. What did I learn this week? Mentorship, for sure. I'm reminded that I can't do things alone. I can't. I'm in the business of supporting others, and I've been in a transition, specifically moving here the last 3 months. So I've stepped away a little bit from my roundtable, my support group. Not intentionally. It just seemed that was the course of what was happening. I had a lot of shit going on, and I was just trying to adjust to this new rhythm here. And I realized through some colleagues, kind of listening to them, watching some of their work that they're doing in the world, it's like, yeah, fuck, right. We are not destined to walk this earth alone. We can be happy with ourselves. We can find safety and comfort in who we are as a person. And that should be first and foremost. However, that journey is always better when we have someone to talk to or someone to bounce ideas off of, to share insights, even if it's just, hey, I got you. I hear you, man. I got you. Think about that. It goes a long way. When's the last time you just reached out to somebody and said, hey, how are you doing? And I'm guilty of that too. I've been so focused on getting my shit done. And I'm like, yeah. I do take great great care of myself and my self-love is good, and I have some to give, right? So how are you doing? How you doing? Seriously, ask, when's the last time? Ask yourself, when's the last time you've asked somebody, how are you doing? Think about that. Yeah, mentorship, surrounding yourself, right? We know you're the sum of the 5 people you're around most. Yeah, we get that. We've heard that a million times, and it's true. Absolutely. When's the last time you've written down the 5 people you're around most? Because we hear it. When's the last time we've taken inventory? So it's on my list. I haven't done it yet. See, I'm honest, but it's on my list, my to-do list over here. Yeah, got a couple pages, my to-do list. But yeah, be wary of the coach with no coach. Every one of us needs to have someone to help declutter our own mind. I'm very blessed to work with a lot of coaches. So, whether they continue to work with me, whether they've worked with me in times, I always make sure that they have somebody in their corner. I want them to have somebody in their corner that can help them, because we all need it. A lot of times people out there are choosing a career path, choosing something, doing something that maybe their spouse or their loved one, their partner, doesn't fully understand or doesn't get, or kind of supports, but doesn't really give the support that we know we need. So make sure you have that. What is that support network? So, I went back this week and I thought about that. I need to do some work on it. And yeah, so definitely that. The other thing was this week, I don't know why, I do know why, serendipity, universe. A lot of things have come across my desk, my news feed, the people that I follow, about truth. A lot. Truth, love. Truth is love. Love is truth. Walk your truth. And, this has been my speak for over a year now, really championing this flag bearer of truth that I am. So it was good to see. I guess what I needed, what it did for me is it provided some affirmations that I'm on the right path, that I'm speaking the right language, that the truth is out there. Is that X-Files? The truth is out there. Good old Fox Mulder, Dana Scully. Oh, love that show. Anyway, the truth, right? What is that for each of us? What is that compass point that drives us forward no matter what? That allows us to rip up the playbook of life that we were handed, right? I always talk about this. Could you imagine living in a world where there was no expectations? Talk about magic. Talk about Disneyland again. There's your Disneyland. Here you go. Disneyland. Imagine a world where everyone has a hall pass to honor what he or her has in their heart, what they want to do in life, how they want to behave, who they want to be involved with, how they choose to walk forward in this world, in business, in personal life, in terms of happiness, right? As opposed to having it plastered everywhere, right? Like a billboard in Times Square. And that's what I kind of look at life. I love New York. I spent 12 years in Manhattan. Love it. There's no other place in the world like it. Life, though, is a microcosm of, well, Times Square is a microcosm of life. You walk down literally in the middle of Times Square, you got everything around you, completely desensitizing you from reality, right? You got beautiful people on billboards. You got buy this, wear this, come to this show, escape here, escape there. You got no money, lots of money, dreams, chaos, sadness, all in one pocket. It's like how, and that's a snapshot of what most people feel like in life. I get back to that one note Charlie. It's like one note autopilot. Okay, take my hands off the wheel, like, fuck. Well, this is going. I wake up every day. I don't really know what to do. I'm not happy, or I'm happy. I'm getting by. And to me, that's like, whoa. I'd rather be fucking miserable or on the right side of happy. None of this I'm getting by shit. Right? That purgatory is no good, because when you're in the shit, if you're in the shit swamp, that's where the pain starts to manifest and you can make a fucking change. But when you're dilly-dallying in this purgatory where it's just okay, all of a sudden a week goes by, a month goes by, 6 months, and you're still dealing with the same shit and you haven't taken action. Black and white. Black and white. Getting back, sorry, that was a tangent, but getting back to this expectation, right? Imagine a world, a Disneyland, where you could buy what you wanted to buy. There was no sense of judgment or cool factor whether or not I wanted to buy a pair of True Religion jeans or I wanted to buy a pair of fucking Levi's or Wranglers. No big deal. I want to go shop at the thrift store versus I want to go shop at Guess, whatever, right? LA, when I lived in LA, status was completely hinged upon what you drive. I mean, it's like that in a lot of other places, but I distinctly remember that. You were what you drove. Imagine that. I don't know about you, but that would mean I'm pretty worthless based on some of my car choices over the years. But I guess getting back to what would happen if you created the compass for yourself to live life, and each and every step forward, you would not deviate from that compass. To me, that's alignment. That's how magic happens. Then those serendipitous moments, those moments of wonder really start to appear because your eyes are open, because you're walking in your truth. That's Disneyland. Punch me a ticket. I don't know about you. Yeah. It's a great place. We can build it. I'm going to let that sink in for a sec while I have a sip of my shake. Well, I think that's what I want to share. I saw a post today. Actually, I commented on someone's post about, a shout out to the non-typical males out there. And yeah, we're out there. There's just a lot of bullshit going on right now in this world. There's a lot of stuff. I'm from the States, as you know, and there's a lot of shit that makes me question our evolution or lack thereof of intelligence with how we want to show up and govern ourselves. I will say, in all of this, there are men out there that that are evolving, and we hear and see and understand the call to do so. So, as I continue to walk forward as a conscious male, I'm continually coming across some amazing men out there that that continue to inspire me, and we are out there. So, ladies that happen to come across this, have no fear. The conscious alpha male is out there. There are men that walk with that truth and love in every step. Doesn't mean we're perfect. Doesn't mean we're flawless. However, we are here. So, just wanted to share that as I continue my work in this world to be, or not to be, no, to be a beacon of inspiration, a beacon of motivation, play, laughter, inner child, love, courage, confidence, swagger, music, right? Find that symphony, gang. No more one-note Charlies for you. All right. Well, coming up on 45 minutes of a ramble time. Not too bad for a mad scientist on a Sunday morning. Just about 11 a.m. over here in Vancouver. Mad love to the courageous. Mad love to all of you, wherever this finds you, even if it finds you in a soundbite for 10 seconds before you continue to scroll. Together, we can make a difference. All right. I will ramble on. Ramble on. Led Zeppelin. I will ramble on at some future date. Stay tuned. And what is your Disneyland? All right. Cheers.